Hey everyone, this is Mike. Welcome back to Miskatonic Investigations. So today's going to be a very short video. I'm just going to talk about actually something that's real, for sure, that we know about. Whether these other creatures or demons are real or in misinterpretations or sometimes not real at all. One thing that we know that is human and real are cults and the occult. So cults are things that kind of prey on people. I'm not going to mention any names. I don't want to, get into a difficult situation here. But we know of different cults, different things that lure people in. And once you get into their clutches, they can prey on people and manipulate people. Cults, and there are many in New York, take advantage of people. They usually target people that are lonely and isolated, and a lot of cults promise that you'll be given secret knowledge, or even things that are like, you wear a uniform, makes you feel important. So there are some cults in New York, and they do kind of, we talk about brainwashing people, and they do. They tend to isolate them from their friends and family. They bring them into their group, and they only let the group, interact with them. There are some well-known national organizations that are viewed as cults, and many of them have branches in New York. And there's some that are just primarily in New York. The occult is just, again, this kind of, you're into Satanism or even like supernatural stuff. And it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. These are, you can do like spells, and people just kind of into the occult, and they, light candles, and they believe they can tap into some power. Obviously, people can use it for bad. But very often what you hear about with both the occult rituals and cults is that they may harm people, right? They may kidnap people or murder people, or they have like these blood rituals, and they make sacrifices, right? And all these things. And the majority of those times it's not true. It's greatly exaggerated, although there are some, and maybe there are cult killings. A lot of times there are people that kill, and mass murderers, maybe even serial killers, have a cult or an occult-like motivation, at least in part. And again, New York and New York City is no exception. There are also, and I'm going to talk more about this in a future video when I talk about vampires and werewolves and witches. Are there other vampire cults? Again, whether it's real vampires or people that take on that role. People that are want to be vampires, or they take on the persona of a vampire. And usually these things are relatively harmless. But again, it's like anything else. When you take something too far, or the group takes it too far. Very famous kind of cult-like mentality was the Jim Jones cult in Guyana in the 70s. And then again, there are more common ones. And New York attracts the lost, the lonely, the unfocused, runaways. And very often these people that are into the cults or even the occult find these, I'm just going to call them lost souls. And they prey on them. And again, we're not immune in our civilized society. We are not immune to this. And usually big cities where it's very impersonal, people can get lost, perfect places for these kind of cults and occult situations and groups. And they have an uncanny knack of finding the lost and friendless, and just taking advantage of them. So there are those. So if this is, again, a very short video, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to, get accused of naming names or anything like that. But we know they're out there, and you can do research on the cults that are modern day cults and occult practices. But if you or anyone you know is having a problem with this and you want to know more, you can certainly reach out and let me know, and I'll get back to you on that, give you some suggestions and my thoughts on any of this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks.